All right, I'm gonna do a super light review just because there's tons of reviews of this thing already online. I really don't think there's anything else I can offer, and they get repetitive and kind of boring at the end. So it's just my 2017 Raptor, the 802A package with a couple other upgrades. There's also a few options I didn't get. Didn't really have a choice, it's what the dealer had, but whatever. The only thing I really got to say, that 802A package, I would not cheap out on that. My wife has a Tesla Model X. It's pretty awesome. It's supposed to be the cusp of technology, we all know already. But the self-driving or the autopilot features do not work very well. I'm a huge Tesla fan, not talking crap. But the 802A package, the lane assist, you push this button here, it keeps you in the lane, but you're not fighting the steering wheel at the same time. In my wife's Tesla, you're always fighting the steering wheel. It's always yelling at you. And then this comes with adaptive cruise control as well. That will slow down and speed up for you. Works well in traffic. It's pretty awesome. I mean, you've seen one review, you've seen them all basically. So I'm not gonna go into the shocks. I mean, 3-inch, upgrade from the last one, all that stuff. Same tires, wheels are a bit different. If you do plan to use these off-road, I don't know if you could see, I already got my rims all scratched up. That's gonna get powder coated next weekend. That's why I'm not giving you an in-depth review, because it's gonna be a completely different truck when I get it back. I'm getting it wrapped, because in my other video when I'm playing with it in the sand, that was just from 2 trips. All this got sand pitted. I'm not gonna do the bumpers. I'll show you guys why in a second.
American by birth and Southern by the grace of God means that everything I do it right. New York and California, you can go and have your fun, but down here I got a list of what I like. Eating tater tots and pussy, sucking Mountain Dew and tits, kick my grandpa in his...
All right, here's the reason I'm not doing the bumpers. If you have the 802A package, you have sensors here and in the rear bumper as well. So if you upgrade the bumpers, they have to remove that sensor, and what everyone seems to be doing is mounting it back here, even canceling some of those, the hell would you call that? Some people are even canceling those flaps that open and close for airflow, but the sensors unit is about the space of 2 hard drives, and it just covers everything. So it restricts this airflow or cancels out the flaps, depends which method you use. So I'm not doing that at all. Besides the wrap, all this is gonna get blacked out. This and this is all gonna stay signature gray. It's gonna get wrapped in color matching just to protect it. I've already done some damage to them.
Kick my grandpa in his nutsack, then I suck my boss's dick. Fuck my cousin in her asshole before I finished on her tits. Then I shoot my neighbor's cat, I love that redneck shit. You can make your jokes at us and giggle all you want, but my friends and me, man, we don't give a lick. If you can read this, then the bitch fell off. That's a sticker on a bike, sure, but it's also a tattoo inked on my dick. Taking pictures of my mama while she's trying to take a shit. Then I'm throwing rocks at cripples and I laugh when they get hit. Pull my pecker out at Walmart, then I pop my sister's zits. Jacking off my neighbor's dog, I love that redneck shit.
Good doggy. Check your tire pressure. They're a little high and uneven, awesome. Digital speedometer. Your tow settings, this is pretty awesome if you're actually planning on using this thing. You could go in here and input the size of your trailer, the length, the height when hooking up, and it comes with a bunch of little stickers that you put on your trailer. And once you put them on and you have everything weighed out or measured out, you could steer with this back part on your screen. When you go in reverse, you right away get that screen. That little black line indicates where your trailer hitch is, and obviously those which direction you're going. And you have this for the different steering modes. If I hit it, it'll take you through comfort, normal, sport. It's got all your phone stuff, disconnect, connect, and your modes. This is what's pretty cool here. You hit this right there, you're normal, takes you to sport, takes you to weather, mud and sand, 4x4 shit, all that stuff. Baja mode, that's everyone's favorite. That thing's just awesome. And then you have rock crawl. When you go on rock crawl, this screen gives you that view. So you don't really need a spotter. You could see over, and even out of Baja mode, you hit that when you're approaching the apex or hill or anything, and you could see over the other end of the hill. You don't need to get out of your truck if you've never been in that zone, or you're not familiar with the drop at the other end. The hill descent, that controls your braking speed on your way down and your acceleration on the way up. It's basically cruise control for rock climbing. It's pretty awesome. This dial right here works the same as this mode feature right here, but this is if you just want to manually do it. This is kind of more idiot proof. It tells you what mode you want to be in. This, if you already know, you're going for low, rock crawling it. So if you're not that educated on off-roading, as was I when I first got this, you probably won't use this much, but it's pretty awesome for someone that's a little bit more experienced. And then obviously you put it in neutral, you put it in either 4 high, 4 low, whatever, and you hit that and it locks the rear differential. I'm gonna put it back, and then there's 4A. 4A is pretty cool. It's 2-wheel drive usually, but adaptive for the front tires, traction, whatever. It just gives you power to all 4 wheels when you need it. What else? Well, besides that, in the 802A package, you get the nice moonroof all the way back. You get the sliding rear window. My little passenger, that's his seat. It's a little Baisa with a towel, but whatever, dude, he's dirty. That's about it. There's not much to it. The doors are pretty cool. Everyone seems to love this feature to open the door. You didn't get out. It's pretty easy. I mean, pretty intuitive. All your controls here. You got different memory settings. Right here you can illuminate the window, the mirrors, I'm sorry, the side mirrors. These buttons can tuck the mirrors in if you're going through something narrow. It's for controlling your mirrors, obviously. It's got adjustable pedals. Everything's pretty cool. It comes with all the trailer brake system and obviously the extra auxiliary ports here, auxiliary switches. So, you know, if you install lights or anything aftermarket, you don't need an ugly toggle switch. That's pretty cool. This visor, I mean, that's a huge visor. I don't know. That feels like someone put a notebook in front of you when you put it down. Pretty awesome though. Down in here, it's pretty messy already, but it's a huge compartment. There are some aftermarket parts for F-150s that you can put a lockbox in there. But besides that, this rail right here and this rail right here, this can double as a file cabinet. Folders will hang in there. And there's compartments everywhere. There's a compartment here, compartment here. My cell phone usually goes in there. Cups, USB ports, cigarette lighter power, and then it's got a power inverter. It's got another outlet in the back as well, and 2 more USB ports. So heated seats, cooled seats, in the rear heated seats as well, dual air. I'm guessing these are radio presets. I don't know who listens to the radio anymore. CDs, I don't know who listens to CDs anymore, but it's nice to have, I guess. Awesome sound. You're not gonna rattle the rest of the cars on the road mirrors or anything. They're not gonna feel the bass or anything, but that's too much anyways. But it sounds very loud, and at the peak volume, it sounds very clear. The glove compartment, it's a little limited.
Could fit some stuff in there, but whatever. Oh, so my wife already took it over.
Now while you're driving, I usually just leave it in standard mode. Go ahead and put it in sport for you guys. I mean, not much changes. The car gets a little bit more responsive, and I mean, the suspension's pretty awesome. It absorbs very well on normal street traffic. It's very soft, very smooth. Again, like my wife's Tesla, that thing's got airbags. The smoothest suspension I've ever been in. This rivals it. No body roll. I mean, well, there's obviously some body roll in it, but for a vehicle this size, this height, with this weight, there's very little body roll. It handles like a sports car. Viewers out there already said how much they'd like to get it on the track. That would be a lot of fun. Now here with your paddles, you could selectively cancel out gears. So if you want more performance, the transmission will hold your gears. It's a 10-speed transmission. Sounds like a lot. It's got its drawbacks and its upsides. I'll go through that in a second. But I've been off-roading before where after I got air in the tires again and started driving home, I'd accidentally locked out some of the gears, and I couldn't understand why I was getting such horrible gas mileage. And it was that. I accidentally locked out some of the gears and didn't go back and redo it. Now everyone knows about the paddles. Everyone loves paddles. You put it in manual. It also has selectors right here for up, down gears. It's in the sport mode or regular mode. Everyone agrees on that. Everyone that's done reviews on this seem to agree they hate the paddles. Two reasons. Well, they're nice, they feel great, they're magnesium, they're big, you can find them anywhere on the steering wheel, no matter which way you're oriented, which way you're turning, even though you're not supposed to shift gears in a turn, but whatever, sometimes you do. There's a bit of a lag to them, which right away, of course, as soon as I got it, I started playing with it, and I immediately stopped because it wasn't fun to drive. You could feel the lag, you could feel the gear go in when it finally does, forced. It just doesn't feel right. So like I said, I stopped using it. You're talking 10 gears. I'm gonna put it back in drive. So with 10 gears in manual, you're constantly shifting through gears. You're just always shuffling the gears. And when they're not smooth, you just feel like a jerk. Like it's a novelty and you're playing with it, but you gotta admit it's not good. However, I haven't caught any reviewers say this about it. Once you're on the dirt with paddles in Baja mode or sport mode, however you want to configure it, they're awesome. I don't know if the loose terrain is what does it for you, or you just don't notice it, but they seem to not take a long time. They seem to be much more responsive. And of course you could hold your gears. This transmission holds your gears. You could redline it and the engine will cut off a little, but your gear will stay. So on off-road mode, they're awesome. It's pretty insane. In off-road mode, I couldn't, once I discovered it, because I'd forgotten about it, and I went off-roading with a buddy, and he told me, try the paddles here. I just did it to please him. I knew it was gonna suck, and I loved it. I won't drive automatic in off-road anymore. Look at this turn. I have a sports car that takes this turn at 65 miles an hour, no problem. I'm going 60 in this one. I think I could get it higher, but obviously I don't want to be reckless. There's a vehicle in front of me. But like I said, no body roll. The suspension feels amazing. You're constantly looking for bumps, for railroad tracks. You just always want to get this thing airborne because it's very soft. And on the dirt, it just doesn't make any sense. A truck that handles like this one does on the dirt it feels like it shouldn't feel this good like a sports car on the road, and vice versa. Something that feels this good on the road, you wouldn't think could handle that well on the dirt or sand or what have you. Another thing about the Raptor, when you're off-roading in it, you read the forums, and there's a couple things online. I haven't seen too much of it on YouTube, but a lot of people, their preferred setting for performance, and they're right to a certain extent, instead of putting it in Baja mode, they like